is the most expensive food in the world, a delicacy of shimmering black pearls that can command prices of over $10,000 per kilogram. Beluga caviar, the unfertilized eggs of the beluga sturgeon, has been a symbol of luxury and opulence for centuries, consumed by czars, oligarchs, and the global elite. But behind the glittering veneer of this indulgence lies a dark and bloody trade, a criminal underworld of poaching, smuggling, and corruption that has driven the beluga sturgeon to the brink of extinction. The Caspian Sea, the world's largest inland body of water, is the primary habitat of the beluga sturgeon. The fish is an ancient creature, a prehistoric relic that has swum the same waters for over 200 million years. It can live for over 100 years and grow to the size of a small car. The female sturgeon produce the prized eggs, but they take up to 20 years to reach sexual maturity, making them incredibly vulnerable to overfishing. The poaching is brutal and relentless. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 led to a breakdown in the enforcement of fishing regulations, a vacuum that was quickly filled by organized crime. The Russian mafia and local crime syndicates control the poaching operations. They use illegal nets, dynamite, and even poisons to capture the fish. The fishermen are often desperate, driven by poverty. They are paid a pittance for their catch, while the smugglers and middlemen who facilitate the trade reap the massive profits. The eggs are extracted from the fish, often killing them in the process. The caviar is then smuggled across borders, hidden in suitcases, false bottom bags, and even inside vehicles. It is sold on the black market to wealthy consumers in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. The impact on the sturgeon population has been catastrophic. The beluga sturgeon population has declined by over 90% in the last century. In the late 1990s, international conservation groups, including CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, imposed a ban on the international trade of wild beluga caviar. The ban has been partially effective, but it has also driven the trade further underground. The black market now accounts for a significant proportion of the world's caviar consumption. The corruption is systemic. In the Caspian Sea states, from Russia to Kazakhstan, the authorities are often complicit, either turning a blind eye or actively profiting from the trade. The border patrols can be bribed, and the paperwork can be easily forged. The forensic science used to trace the origin of caviar, DNA testing, has helped to expose the scale of the fraud, but it is a constant cat-and-mouse game. The plight of the beluga sturgeon is a tragedy of economics. The demand for caviar is driven by the excesses of the wealthy, and the supply is maintained by the desperation of the poor. The illegal trade in beluga caviar is a microcosm of the environmental destruction caused by unchecked capitalism, a testament to the fact that the most valuable resources are often the most fragile. The future of the beluga sturgeon is uncertain. The high prices have driven a shift towards aquaculture, farm-raised caviar, which is more sustainable. But the wild population is in free fall. It is a stark reminder that the natural world is not an inexhaustible resource, and that the price of a single jar of caviar may be the extinction of an entire species.